one of the cool things I will start with, one of the cool things is learning so much while working here. Not as an artist, but as an employee. I've learned about all this gear on the side. There's Burl stuff, LA610, distressor, um, preamps, compressors, different guitars, EQs, um, mastering, mixing, song editing, you name it. I've learned it. First thing I did was learn how to freaking do tape, and bruh, tedious. I can't imagine trying to record to tape. But the other thing is I have been an artist. And so the cool part about being both right now in this time of life is all the things I learned during work I can take into my artistry, which is I think any creative should do that. Anything that you learn during life, during when I worked at Enterprise, I learned how to sell. I learned how to get past the no. Everything goes into the art, right? I know how to kind of get to where I want to go, or speak a message and not shell up when someone says no or gives me some rejection. Um, but this leads to kind of what I wanted to talk to about today, which is the tension, the obstacles you face. And this is something that happened recently. So after the first 5 songs that I did, I signed for an album in my eyes, which is 10 songs and then 2 covers on top of that. And it works like any label. They give you an advance, the things you get, money. They give you whatever that advance, that setup looks like in exchange for your art, right? And so I think one of the big problems was my mindset and how being signed to a label works. The moment shift when I went from thinking that I could do whatever I wanted and they were working for me, realizing that they paid me under contract to fulfill an obligation for them. They are the big hitters. They own the songs, as I said earlier. And so, what comes with that, this is challenge number one, is you have to give up a little bit of your creative freedom. Depending on the contract, right? Let's disclaimer. Depending on your contract setup. For me, I have full creative control, but I have to run it by the label. So do I really have full creative control if I can't make all the decisions I want to make? If I want the intro to be 10 seconds long, no vocals. If I want guitar to do a little funky rhythm and they want open chords. If I want to use a synth bass and they're like, can you use a regular bass? Um, if I wanted my backgrounds to be louder in the mix and they don't want that, right? These are the things that you have to think about and that you have to be willing to negotiate with if you are going to sign a contract, if you're going to be under someone else. And so the issue that I had in the beginning was I kept running into these issues and running into these problems, and they'd be like, can you switch this? Can you do this? And it started to feel like an attack on my art, an attack on me as a person because I can't separate it. Some people can't separate art from artist. When it comes to me and my music, I have a hard time doing that. It's me. My art is an extension of me. I think any creativity should be an extension of you as an artist. Obviously, like we can make stuff for flyers and different stuff like that, and you get paid and you do it, and that's it. But if it's something that you're proud of, you're putting your name behind, you're putting your name on, I want that to be 100% completely me. And it is. But the adjustment is you have to, and this is something I told myself at the very beginning, if these 10 to 15 songs can get me closer to the point of freedom that I really want, and that I can do the art the way I want to, uh, make my backgrounds as loud as they want, as loud as I want, do the things that I want, make these creative, daring decisions, push the envelope forward a little bit. If this time is going to set up that, and I'm 26, like I thought I would have been a superstar by now, this time can set up the next, then it will have been worth it. And the other thing with the sacrifice is I've been doing demos now a lot more and just taking guitar and vocals and taking it over to them, and they have beat these songs up to all get out. I think I had an elevated sense of how good of a songwriter I was, and then I took my music to other people because I've written good songs before, right? But not every single song I've written is amazing. Everything you do isn't the best. You can think it is, and I think you should, but it's not going to be absolutely mind blowing every single time, or else everybody would release every song, would release every picture, every photo ever taken ever, if it was the best, right? But that's not how it goes. And so, in the beginning, I really took it to heart. But then knowing them and how they really have my back, and instead of internalizing it as, oh, your art sucks, taking it as a challenge instead of a obstacle is, I think, the thing I want to get to of all is sometimes that thing that is challenging you or that you're having a hard time overcoming or that is giving you a lot of frustration is either a sign that you're going the wrong direction or it's a sign that you're growing. Because growth doesn't come without a little bit of tension, without a little bit of struggle, without a little bit of frustration, right? It doesn't come without barriers. It doesn't come without some pushback. And so at first I was thinking that, oh, they don't like the way I wrote this chorus. They don't like the way I wrote this verse. They don't like the way I wrote this instrument part. This is where you have to be savvy and you have to understand who you are and what the other person or the other entity wants, right? The decisions I'm making were great, but they didn't fit within the scheme of what the label wants. So again, going back to if I'm under contract as a worker, yes, I'm an artist, but as a worker to fulfill these songs, then I, as an artist, have to get past the fact that it's not that they don't like my art, but it's that I have to fulfill the thing that they signed me for. Right? They signed me for X, I have to give X. I want to do Y, but I have to give X. So I was meeting a lot of tension. It was stressing me out. I didn't want to write any songs. I didn't want to come in the studio. I didn't want to do anything. But then I had to realize through conversation with others, through spending time with the Lord and many other things, just like you have to know what you're doing, understand what is the task at hand, and then when you have that clear picture, I'm telling you the process has been like this. The fastest I've ever written songs. I'm not as attached to it because I know that I'm fulfilling something else to set myself up in the future. The same way that Frank Ocean did the YouTube album and then released Blonde. The same way he did, the label didn't want to promote his music, so he released it on SoundCloud, and that's how he got discovered more, right? The same way Kendrick makes a song like Drink Swimming Pools catchy so it can be played on the radio. Sometimes you gotta play the game to change the game. Or you have to play the game to set yourself up to change the game. And so ultimately what I think I want to say and what I am saying is know who you are, know the creativity and talent that you possess, the God-given ability that you possess. If you're in a situation like me, or you're doing things that you're like, I don't want to do this and I don't want to sacrifice this, or this isn't what being an artist looks like, and social media is a crazy tool, use it. Set yourself up. That 9 months at Enterprise taught me that I can give another 10 songs to set me up to where I want to be, to make another leap of faith into the life that I want. And if you're meeting a lot of this, ask yourself why and take a look at it, take a step back, be like, is this something I need to not do anymore? Or is this a time where I'm growing? for me, I thought it was like maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe I shouldn't sign anymore. Maybe no. Sign the 10. It's like, oh, maybe I'll just say, hey, can we amend it to 5? No. Crank it out, do the work, but then look back and see how much you've learned, because it's not in vain. And I think that's what a lot of creatives in this microwave society need to know, that it's not in vain. You taking this little detour, which is really part of the main tour, is not in vain. You doing all these things is not in vain. I've learned how to mix. So on this next project, I'm planning to mix my own songs, learn how to master. I'm planning to master my own songs. And now you don't have to do everything DIY. But for me and my situation, that's looking like what it'll end up being. But I'm gonna take everything that I've learned during this album cycle, take it. Anything that doesn't work for them, I'm keeping for myself. Right? It's like, cool, this doesn't work for you. This works perfect for me. I can have full creative after this deal is done. But do the work, make it great, make it you. But if it's going to set you up and your name's still going to be on it, work with it as hard as you can, but know that it's getting you to a place that you need to be. And honestly, I think this video is for myself, just to hear it out in real time and get it out. Yeah, this is for you. So, yeah, and I feel led to pray right now, so we're going to pray. Lord, I just thank you so much for today. I thank you so much for this camera, even just to be able to sit here and record myself and video, kind of voicing what the thoughts and things that I've had to go through, so that it may help somebody else, God, even if it's one other person. Lord, I just ask that you anoint the video and you open the heart to receive. And Lord, whatever it is, the message that needed to be said, even if it was just for myself today, God, that it would pierce the heart, and that you would meet them in their room, in their car, on TikTok, on Instagram, wherever this video is, on YouTube. And for any creatives going through something similar, God, I ask that you would just release them from any thoughts that are stopping their progression, that are stopping their movement. And Lord, that you would show them the tension that they're in, if it's meant for them to stop and change direction, or if it's meant for them to grow. And Lord, I just pray that all these words, that you would use them for your glory, Father, and that someone would leave this video being encouraged, and that you would just bring them out of the pit, Father. Bring them out of the struggle, bring them out of the darkness, bring them into the light, into the creativity that you have blessed them with. So, Lord, I praise your name so much. I thank you so much, and I love you so much. And pray for my brothers and sisters watching this, that this will be a moment where they look back and say, you know what? I can do it. God has graced me. God has blessed me, and I will do it. And they put their best foot forward. So we love you, Lord, and thank you in Jesus' name. Amen. I love you so much. Keep going. Every call is big. Doesn't mean bright lights and big stages, but if that does happen, make sure that you're ready. And the process, the journey is the end goal. There is no end goal, truly. The journey is the end goal. If we ever meet the end goal, then we'll be with our Father in heaven. So, love you so much. Deuces.